Hi, my name is Oscar Savarino and I'm a motivational speaker. I'm your motivational speaker. Who's a motivational speaker? A motivational speaker is somebody that has so much energy, positive energy, that it needs to release it somehow. The only way to do it is through a speech, through this video. That's why I'm doing this videos. Now, it's like when you have lots of physical energy. What is it that you do? Oh, you can do some gardening, or you can go to the gym. At the end of the day, you will be pretty tired, you will be exhausted, but you have a positive side of it, which is you'll be fitter, maybe, and satisfied. You'll have a nice garden full of flowers, or your body will be fitter than it was before. Now, what I want you to do is this. Suppose you have an idea, something that is in your head, something that you want to do, or somewhere that you want to go to. Now, where you are, you don't know how to get to that result, how to reach your goal. How are you going to reach your goal? I don't know. From A to B, how am I going to get to B? I know where I am, and I know where I've been, but I don't know how to get from A to B. First of all, you have to have this idea clear in your head, okay? There is something that you want to do. You want to become an astronaut. You want to become a Formula One driver. You want to become an accountant. You want to become whatever you want to become. Whatever it is, the idea has to be fixed clear in your head. Okay? If it's easy for you, what you can do is to write down on a piece of paper that idea. You write down on a piece of paper and you look at that piece of paper every single day. In the morning when you get up, and in the evening before you fall asleep, and you write this: I want to become this, or I want to go that, or I want to have that. Okay? You write this sentence on a piece of paper and you look at it every single day. What's going to happen? What is going to happen is that idea is going to get printed in your mind, in your subconscious mind. It's going to be printed there. And until that happens, there is nothing you can do. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. No, you are not going to reach the idea. So in order to reach the idea, the first thing is you have to convince yourself that you can reach the idea. And the only way to do it is to print that one in your head. Right? And the only way to do that is through auto-suggestion. Okay? It's like when you say to yourself, I don't know how to do this. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. But try to how to suggest yourself. For example, there are lots of people that drive automatic cars, right? And when you say, can you drive a manual car? They said, no, I can't do it. It's not my thing. There's no such rubbish. There is no such rubbish. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, how can you learn how to drive a manual car? It's easy. It's very easy. Right? But they don't have the patience. They can't be bothered. There are lots of reasons why people don't do what they want to do, or they could do. Because everyone can drive a manual car, everyone can drive an automatic, everyone can pilot a plane, everyone can do everything. Whatever people, if you see people doing things extraordinary, you can do that too. There is no difference between people. The only thing that differs between is just the experience. So if somebody climbed a very steep wall on a mountain, right, without ropes or helps or aids or anything, okay, it's because he had experience. Obviously, if they ask you, oh, can you climb that? Well, obviously you're going to say no, because you don't have experience. You don't know where to put your hands or your feet or anything. You're going to fall. straight away. Right? But if you have enough experience, if you start from a small wall and then you go up and up and up and up, at the end, after a certain amount of years, if you have the determination to get where you want to get, you will be able to climb that wall. And at the end, you're going to say, well, it wasn't that difficult, was it? Oh, yeah, right. It's the same with the automatic car. I mean, if you don't try the first time, you're never going to know. I mean, if you're good or bad, if it's your things or if it's not your things, etc. You're never going to discover that side of yourself. You see, the thing is that we live through habits. Habits, how you create habits? Through knowledge and experience. And you create that kind of habits. You do the same things, the routine, you know. You get up at 6 o'clock, you have breakfast, you go to work, and then you come back, you put the children to bed, and then you go to bed finally. Right? And then you repeat that years after year. Well, let's say day by day, I mean months by months, year by year, as I said. At the end, you don't even realize what you're doing. You do it so automatically that you can't even think. You don't think. In fact, driving an automatic car is very easy. The manual car, at the beginning, it might be a bit difficult, but after the first time, you're going to say, well, you know, it's not that bad. And then you try again and again and again. At the end, you drive a manual car, I mean, like anything. It's very easy. But everything is easy. For example, build this table. It's not that difficult. There are people that probably have experience. They made this table here. Okay, the chairs and the house and everything. Can you build a house? And people say, well, I don't know where to start. Can you build a wall? Let's start from it. Can you build a wall? A wall is very easy. The only thing you have to do is just to take one step at a time. Basically, you take one brick and you put it into position. That is easy. It's not difficult. Then you get another brick that is exactly the same size, exactly the same way, and you put next to it. In between, you put something that is called concrete that made these bricks stay together. Okay, it's like glue. They stay together. And you can put one brick next to it. Oh, it's easy. Then, after you finish the first line, you start on the second line. And it's not that difficult because it's the same things. You get a brick and you put on top of that. You get another brick and you put next to that. You get another brick and you put, and in between you put the glue, basically concrete, etc. At the end of the day, even if it's not a very tall thing, you're going to have a wall. And I'm going to ask you the question, can you build a wall? And you're going to say, well, yes, I can build a wall, actually. It's just a matter of experience and repetitions, nothing else. Everything is like this. Even doing the most difficult things, pilot an airplane, how difficult can it be? Once you know the instrument, once you know, it's apart from the fact that nowadays, I mean, it's all computerized. So the only thing you have to do is just put your hands on that thing and then you turn it right or you turn it left, whatever. I mean, then the plane is going to follow. But you push the button and you put the autopilot, he's going to do the whole thing. You can fall asleep. In fact, I mean, when on the plane, sometimes, I mean, you're there and you see the captain walking up and down the aisle. I said, well, you know, I mean, what the hell are you doing here? I mean, you should be there. But because it's all under the autopilot, everything can be done, right? And after years of experience, you'll be able to pilot one of those big airplanes. You start from the little one, and then you get. It's the same in Formula One. It's the same. You consider those drivers, you know, fantastic, unbelievable, incredible, amazing, and all that. Anyone can do that with a bit of experience. You start from go-kart, and then you start from Formula 3, Formula 2, and Formula 1. You follow a kind of patterns. You follow a path. More than a pattern. You follow a path. At the end of the path is the goal that you wanna reach. Anything can be achieved. Anything can be achieved. You know, the only thing you have to do is one idea, and second, the will to succeed, the will to get to that point. That is, there's not much of a secret, that one, is it? I mean, there are books out there talking about the secret, talking about how to be successful here, successful there, but at the end, it's the same thing. I mean, it's very easy to do anything. The only thing is you have to start with that. You have to start with a bit of starting with making a decision, and just start making the first step, and then the second, and then the third, etc. And then you will realize that it's actually getting easier and easier and easier. It's very easy to do everything. It's not difficult. We are here for a purpose. I believe we are here for a purpose. What's your purpose? My purpose has been, at the moment, is just to make videos and trying to motivate people in doing more and more and more, because every day you can see people doing less and less, because there are other people that are putting into market things that make us live very easily. It's unbelievable. And what we do is we actually waste a lot of time. We waste a lot of time by, for example, watching TV. By watching TV, the only thing you are doing is just waste your money. You're not doing anything. You're not learning anything. You have to learn something in life, something that is really important, something that gives a sense of purpose in your life. Try to write a book, for example. How difficult it is to write a book. It's not difficult, it's not difficult. For example, if you go to a bookstore, you find lots of biography by this, by that. There's millions of biography, even by 17 years old singers. My life so far. So far what? 17 years. You didn't even start. And you'll be able to write. They don't write books. They just tell few things, few stories that happens in life, etc. And there is an expert, a writer, that actually put everything on a piece of paper. That's just right. That is not autobiography. That are not 100%. It's not the truth of every single person. No, absolutely not. Probably there's 20-30% is true. The rest is all imagination, basically. So don't buy those books. They are completely useless. So if you want to write a book, it's very easy. You start with an idea, a story, okay? And you write down the basic line of the story, okay? Just the characters. You start with the characters. What is the story about? Okay, and you start with that. Easy. No one can fail on that one. It's very easy. And you leave it there. The second day, you start thinking about something. You start writing the first chapter. Yeah, but I'm not good at writing. I'm really bad. Hey, it's just a matter of experience. So you start writing. Don't worry, start writing. And then you read what you wrote. And then what happens is that you might find something, some idea that comes up, and then you start including these ideas. And you start making the chapter a little bit longer. And longer and longer, more details. You put colors in it. You put face expressions and things. Slowly, after a week, you'll have at least 2-3 pages. And that is the way you write a book. A book is not written in a week. A book is written in months. A very good book, even in a year. A very good book. So, you start with a piece of paper, start thinking about things. How difficult is that one? Another thing, the trouble is we can't be bothered with that. I can't be bothered to sit down at the table, piece of paper, and start thinking about this story. We're not going to write it. What you can do is, if you have read a book before, try to remember the story of that book and put it in writing. Okay? And then what happened is that maybe that book, you will be able to fit it in a page, right? Because that is what you remember of that book. You fit it in a page. Okay, that is a start. That is a start. That is a start. That is the way you start moving your brain cells. After a while, you find a gap in between. You want to find out. You get the book, you read it, read it again. Okay, and what happens is you try to remember the story. You will remember the story in more details, and you rewrite what you remember. But this time, instead of having one page, you'll have 2.5 pages, and so on. And the more you read that book, the more you will remember, the more you will write. Okay? And the more you read that book, the more you will remember how that book has been written, and the more you will be able to write, the more details you will be able to include in that. And you will improve every time. How difficult is that? I can give you millions of examples. Anybody is able to do everything. The only thing we need is an idea, what we want to do, and the will to succeed, the determination to get there, the burning desire to get where we want to get. It has to become an obsession, basically. And how are you going to do that? Through auto-suggestion. That's what we were talking about at the beginning. Through auto-suggestion. So basically, you say, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Full stop. Okay. And you start reading that line in the morning and in the evening. In the morning and in the evening. And slowly, that little line will get into your head. And from there, ideas are going to come out. And you will start writing things. It's very easy. Now, that is one of the things. For example, videos. I'm doing these videos, motivational videos. And I was always a bit, concerned. A bit, I don't know. I had an idea of this about the video being a bit stupid, etc. I did the first video, and I looked at myself and said, "Oh, that's ridiculous. Well, let's try to make another one." And I made another one, and then another one, and I got used to it. And now I'm making a series of videos that are one after the other, and I can't stop. It's ridiculous. So every time the rest of my family is off somewhere, I'm here recording video. Which is amazing. Now, I'm going to stop right here because it's about, 18 minutes. 18 minutes. You see, I started this video thinking, what am I going to say to them? And I went on and on and on without thinking about the time and everything. Ideas just kept coming into my head. So, take this video as an example. But I'm going to make more videos, so I'd like you to keep watching. And if you have an idea that you want to develop and you want my help, no problem at all. Just write to me on my email address, which is oscarsavarino at gmail.com. And I'll be happy to help you. It's no problem at all. And I'll be happy to contribute to your success. So until then, I wish you a very, very good day. See you. Bye-bye.
We don't feel like talking. There's nothing to be said. I guess it's just confusion.